This within, Captain.
Yes.
These Charleses hands over to you to take care of. Like to look after them, clean them. I occupy to walk first, is my wife.
What?
Holy... Okay, hold on. I just need a minute. What a roller coaster of a show this is. I liked Andor Season 1. It added a sense of maturity that I feel you don't really see in Star Wars projects, so when it was announced that Season 2 was on the way, I was actually pretty excited. Let me just say that I could never have predicted the direction that this season would head in, which is both a good thing and a not so good thing. Andor Season 2 is much darker and more mature than the first season, but its quality is also much more volatile. The highs are some of the best Star Wars content I've ever seen, but the lows are a beating. Without wasting any more time, this is Andor Season 2. Also, I can't talk about this show without spoilers, so you know what to do. I'll be covering this show in the 4 arcs it had and explaining how I feel about each of them, but first, I've got to get something off my chest. Disney, what on earth was this release schedule? Arcane Season 2 had a similar release schedule to this show, but I hadn't experienced it there because I wanted to binge the entire series of Arcane, but now that I have experienced it, I never want another show to distribute its episodes like this ever again. There are 2 options you can pick when releasing a show. Dump it all at once, or release the episodes weekly. I'd say what option is better entirely depends on the type of show you want to make, but this weird middle ground of releasing 3 episodes a week is just ridiculous, and it doesn't make either side happy. No one is staying up late to watch 3-hour-long episodes of a TV show, and if you're someone who does do that, you should probably get some sleep. I'm not taking points away from the show for how it was released, but I just wanted to mention it. Anyway, Arc 1. It's fine. It definitely sets the much darker tone effectively, and I greatly enjoyed certain aspects of this arc, specifically Andor's story of being stranded on Yavin with a bunch of castaways, but I didn't really find the other stories all too interesting. They aren't bad, but while watching this arc, I was wishing that the focus would stay more on Andor himself. Arc 2. This is the worst one. However, it's the worst one for a good reason that we'll get to later. This arc is focused on building up an event that will take place on Gorman, which is a planet that the Empire hopes to exploit for its resources. Knowing the arc that comes after this makes the 3-episode build-up a bit better, but they probably could have found a way to make it better paced. Arc 3. Oh my god. I'm not kidding when I say that Arc 3 is some of the best Star Wars content I've ever seen. The event that Arc 2 was building up was the Gorman Massacre, and it was amazing to witness. Like literally eyes glued to the screen, jaw on the floor type amazing. The Empire at this point in the timeline was still concerned with keeping their public image squeaky clean, which meant they couldn't just take Gorman by force unless provoked. These 3 episodes show the Gormans finally taking a stand against the Empire, but what they don't realize is that they've fallen right into a trap. A riot that was set up to make the Gormans look like the aggressors. What follows is an absolute masterclass in terms of suspense, character development, and pure terror. This one episode of Andor finally reminded us that the Empire is a force to be feared, and not just a bunch of bumbling idiots. In the crossfire of the massacre, we see the world of Cyril, a person who unknowingly helped the Empire orchestrate this whole operation, flip on its head, and his previously calm demeanor shifts into a blur of fury. In the next episode, we see Mon Mothma, the rebellion's only real link to the Senate, becoming an outcast after attempting to shed light on the horrifying acts of the Empire. It's at this point in the show that the Empire's true colors are truly revealed to the galaxy, and it only gets worse from there. From the massacre of a small group of people in Gorman, to the destruction of a city in Rogue One, to the destruction of an entire planet in A New Hope. These episodes show us that true evil doesn't reveal itself in an overdramatic monologue. It reveals itself slowly, and before you realize what's happened, it's too late. You know what? Screw it. You should watch Andor Season 2. Episodes 7 to 9. Wow. That was a lot, huh? Anyway, Arc 4. It's pretty good. I mean, maybe my expectations were set a little too high by the previous arc, but Arc 4 is definitely the second best. The inclusion of K2SO is a big plus, the action is extremely fun to watch, and the connection between the ending of this show and Rogue One is a nice way to wrap up the series in a nice little bow. In summary, Andor Season 2 took a while to get going, but once it got there was no stopping it. It's a shame that we'll probably never see a Star Wars show like this again, considering Andor hasn't been performing well, but you know, it was at least fun while it lasted. Oh, but they didn't show the origins of GULLET, so 0 out of 10 worst show ever.
GULLET knows your backlog.
That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be Until Dawn, so if you're interested in that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn on notifications and check out my other videos. Okay. That's it. Bye.